Welcome back to the Winner Circles Finals, Winner Circles 2025 Finals. It is exciting. We've had so many good matches already, and now we are here with the David versus the Goliath of this tournament. Seed 1 have versus KRZY Seed 22. Not a matchup you would expect here in the Winner Finals, but both of them have fought very hard here to get here, and this might be a very exciting one, or it might as well be a sweep. We are gonna see that in just a moment. I'm joined here by Gammy. How are you doing?
Yep, I'm very pleased to be here for Florian, and as you mentioned, the David versus Goliath matchup of hell, the entire tournament. We're seeing a 22-seed differential between both of these players, and I think at the end of the day, this is sort of the pinnacle or the climax of KRZY's story in the winner circle, right? This is a pivotal point in the matchup, in their tourney bracket, going into either side of the grand finals. Of course, both of these players are already guaranteed at least a top 3 placement, but their ease of securing that nice nifty top 1 all hinges on this winner side finals match. On the left side, you have your seed 1 have showing absolute complete and utter dominance throughout the entire tournament. I believe it has a single badge, but that does not speak at all for the level of skill that Have has displayed and has exemplified throughout his very long tourney career. And meanwhile, on the other hand, if you're talking about long tourney careers, I mean, KRZY definitely brings that to the table. An OWC 2 and 3 winner, so definitely has their experience cut out for them. The fact that, I think for Florian, you were mentioning right before the BC, the fact that KRZY is even playing in this tournament, the fact that he's not just, playing this tournament so many years after their OWC debut or OWC run, but here in the winner's circle, winner side finals, is just incredibly astonishing to me, and it is, for lack of a better term, KRZY indeed. But we are gonna see the first pick coming out from the lobby. It's gonna be KRZY with that hidden one on McDonough, Bay, Death, and Romance. Let's jump straight into it.
Yes, and just to mention the previous bans here, DT2 and Nomad 5 ban here from KRZY. It is to be expected with that, and also have banning the hard rock maps versus KRZY. KRZY has been performing extremely well on hard rocks, probably their best skill set. KRZY here choosing the hidden one against Have. KRZY is a very strong reading player, a very strong hidden player. Usually a skill set he goes by, but Have, it might just be his best skill set as well. So a very ballsy pick. I would have rather expected an outbreak pick early on, but maybe he will prove us wrong here.
Yeah, definitely. This map has a lot of awkward aim, a lot of aim agility, and the spacing in some of these jumps going into the later KIs are very, very intense. But for what it's worth now, this map clocks in at a very, very arduous 5-minute long timer. So we're gonna be here in for the long ride. We're gonna have to see how these players perform. Right now, Have is showing a slight accuracy lead, but still early days. KRZY has a lot of time to make that comeback, and already we're beginning to see some of those, KI jumps sort of eat into this early section of the map.
Yeah, and the first base you see coming from KRZY. Have still holding strong, and this is what I said about being a very ballsy pick here. Have just freezing through 99.44%, still FCing KRZY, kind of not being able to get into it. Lost his core combo early on, missed a bunch of times already, and the score difference is already quite stark. This combo difference is also stark. Finally a break here from Have, but damage already done. That's still a lot of time to come back to, but certainly looking better here on the start for Have.
Yeah, that's right. Already Have putting a strong, firm front foot going into this hidden one. And as we walk off that first KI, Have is definitely looking very strong. However, once again, this is a very, very long map, and it looks like KRZY is in for the long ride. About 40k score difference separating both of these players. Not too much on paper, you know. I definitely think with that 5-minute timer, there is going to be some time for that scoreline to perhaps shift over, but it is going to take some renewed energy from KRZY in order for them to bring this scoreline back. As of right now, Have still holding that accuracy and combo lead against KRZY, so they really need to lock back in. Have does find a miss as we move into the KI, but KRZY finds that miss just as the KI ramps up, and once again, that score is gonna continue to stagnate.
Yeah, with how difficult these pools have become, it's just so difficult to keep up these high combos, and we just see between these players, and Have really just leading a lot by this accuracy, 98% still, while KRZY is still 2% accuracy behind. 50,000, sure, it doesn't seem like a lot, but on a map of this length, it is quite a lot. You need to build up quite a bit of a combo over the other person, and it seems like none of these players are able to hold up really long, just slightly longer combos here from Have with this 50,000 score advantage, and half of the map already done. It does pass quicker than one might expect.
Yeah, that's right. I think for Florian, this map is characterized by volatility. You know, despite this map being a whole 5 minutes long, at the end of the day, it's not really a consistency pick where nobody can be consistent on it whatsoever, right? Have does find another miss as well to boot. And KRZY is, in fact, going to hold a slight combo advantage against Have. But, I mean, we've seen combos been held this map, and we haven't seen them being held for very, very long. So, I think KRZY really needs to focus up. He really needs to regain his composure going out of this break and moving into the final KI. Here we go, full swing into the KI. That scoreline is decreasing rapidly. Have finding another miss. Gonna give KRZY some leeway. And for what it's worth, KRZY looks like he wants to go in for the kill. Last quarter of the map, KRZY aces all of the wide angles, continuing to hold forward. But when the 1-2 jumps come in, unfortunately, KRZY is gonna fall.
Yeah, absolute god performance here from KRZY, coming kind of out of nowhere, building up this combo, looking like he would be taking it back, but unfortunately does lose it eventually. Still, this combo, the score advantage shrunk from 50,000 to 32,000. There is still a bit of time left. Have once again breaks it. Have has some kind of chain miss. This could immediately change in favor of KRZY, but it would be a very, very unlikely scenario just with how consistent Have has been on this map. Just so close, and the score difference is changing 25,000 in the favor of Have, but it's shrinking and shrinking by the second. As long as KRZY can hold for the rest of the map, this is still absolutely doable.
Yeah, that's right. The tension in the room is so incredibly intense right now. 20k separating both of these players, but as the final spinner comes into the map,
look at the spinner! The spinner is so good!
That's
the spinner is so good!
Spinner win, spinner win, spinner. Wait, pause.
Wait, buddy!
Why is he actually doing this? Wait, what is he doing?
Brother.
Yo, pause. No,
wait, that's a crazy spin!
Oh my god, KRZY. Wait, KRZY.
He's out spinning!
KRZY, wait. No, way.
Wait,
no
can
way.
You do it? Wait, there's no way!
No way! KRZY! What are you wait. Did we just see a spinner map to close out that first pick? What the hell? Like, that entire match was dominated by Have. And then KRZY is like, you know what? I'm just gonna make up for it. You know, the spinner at the end of the map, I'm just gonna do my thing. And, oh my goodness. It was just
how do you win a point
enough.
like that? How do you throw a point like that?
How?
That is certainly one of the biggest Ozu moments I've ever seen. Getting completely outspinned here. 25,000 scores just from spinners. Absolutely impressive how well KRZY held his spinner here, and unfortunate, very unfortunate here for Have. This is why you always have to do your best. You always keep doing your best. You spin as fast as possible, even if you think you're losing or winning. Because like it could just be like these 3,000 score that you get from these spinners, and for Have it was this 25,000 score you got from these spinners.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
You know, volatile or not, a win is definitely a win, and KRZY is probably looking very happy, just having narrowly stolen that point away from Have. But Have is going to respond with this 300 BPM DT3 super burst intensive map. This map doesn't feature the longest of bursts, but hey, 300 BPM, the battle of the Wu-Thing, if I do say so myself. Who has the better rapid trigger?
Well, Have has been performing pretty well on the speed picks, and we've seen a double speed ban here from KRZY. KRZY on the previous round just couldn't get his feet into the speed, and we'll see immediately the difference in accuracy. Score is already on the side of Have by more than double, in fact, almost triple the score. And I don't see any way of KRZY here having the chance to take this back. This map pool is also, just to mention, this map pool is huge. We've got a ton of maps, 6 Nomads, 4 Hard Rocks, 4 Hiddens, and also I believe 4 DTs, if not 5. So extremely challenging for DTs is going to be. Extremely easy here for both players to have their own picks, but the further we go into these pools, the more difficult it is to pick these maps that are so well defining for yourself. And yeah, Have is going to steal us away.
Yeah, as it stands right now, just gonna switch back to the matchup real quick, and clear to see that Have on the mechanics, on his own playfield, is just that much more confident than KRZY on a map like this. It is about a 9% ad lead going into the second half of this map in favor of Have, and despite Have finding that miss here and there, KRZY has really been struggling to get the speed going throughout this throughout this pick. As you
maybe there's a really long spinner at the end.
Yeah, maybe there's a really... That's true. That's nonchalant 320 spin versus 400 spinner. What can I say? But yeah, last third of the map, and I think this is just gonna be Have's game. This is exactly how you want a first pick to go for yourself, and I think this is a phenomenal way to kickstart the momentum for yourself on the side of Team Red.
Absolutely. Have just looking so much better here than KRZY. And I think it was pretty early on clear for both players who was going to have the advantage in this one. But just tripling the score of the other player just shows the versatility of Have. Have can just play anything, and every pick for KRZY is gonna be as dangerous as you saw the hidden pick. He was behind the entire map, just saved himself barely with the spinner, but not every map is going to have these spinners, so it's gonna be more difficult here for KRZY.
Yeah, definitely agree. And now we are at, we are 1-1. Both teams, or both players, opening up the match with very solid first picks. Although KRZY, albeit a bit more shaky with that spinner diff, but a win is a win. And KRZY instantly goes for that hidden 2 pick right after the hidden 1, looking to play in that same field of the hiddens, looking to abuse Have when it comes to these, more gimmicky, more inaccessible maps that we have in the pool.
Yeah, still, despite that, one cannot underestimate. Sure, KRZY has extremely good reading. Probably the strongest skill set of him. The hidden 2 might just be incredibly well going for him. But you know who also has the strongest skill set in the hidden 2? Have. So it's pretty much a fight between these two people on their best and most consistent skill sets here. No punches held back here. Both of these players could perfectly win that. Just any slip up, and the score might go to the other side.
Yeah, this map, Sakura K UK featuring Hatsune Miku and Kaito, VENO. This map is a very, very familiar hidden 2. I believe it's been pulled in quite a few places in the open rank scene, if I'm not mistaken. This is your 144 BPM alt map, although, it's 288 on stream. Features a lot of weird overlaps, a lot of weird alternate patterns, and especially when you have those patterns in tandem with the added AR8 hidden difficulty, this map just becomes all the more uncertain, all the more RNG to hit. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into Xeno.
Yeah, both of these players already quite struggling on this map. Lots of chain misses here, lots of random misses. You see these doubles, you see these stacks, you see all of this high intensity reading doesn't give any breaks, non-stop on this almost tapping map. And both of these players holding very well through. The combos building up, slight combo advantage here for KRZY. And the other side, very barely the accurate advantage here from Half, but any 100 could change it immediately. It does change right now. This accurate advantage and combo advantage here going for KRZY. The score is barely changing though, because their combos are just so close together. Any break could immediately define who's going to win this map.
Yeah, that's right. And it's looking very, very shaky going into these 1/3 streams, but both players coming out of it unscathed, and we see the scoreboard. Both players know it is still so thin on the line for both of them. Second, third of the map, and it is still incredibly competitive. Now we get into a more rhythmically dense, more beating intensive section of the map. More alternate heavy, more flow aim heavy than the section that we saw before, and both players are not looking to give an inch to either side. Second half of the map,
look at Half's accuracy.
Neck and neck.
Half's accuracy is incredible. He SS this entire power to believe. Look at his accuracy advantage. The score went immediately 15,000 score to his side just from the accuracy. KRZY just not being able to hold through all the way. Half just looking so comfortable on this type of map.
Oh,
but it's eventually gonna come down to the combo, and it's KRZY who's going to break up first. You see him immediately. The score flying towards the side of Half. Half could be breaking right now, and I think it wouldn't matter. Immediately on these extremely high combos, Half just stealing away this point, and that's gonna be the first break point.
What the hell is he doing? Half finally finds a miss, but the damage has already been done. Half gonna walk towards the last quarter of the map in spite of the miss, with complete and utter confidence. It's just that narrow margin of error that KRZY unfortunately was hit by that gave Half just that bit more combo. I believe like what, 200, 300 more combo over KRZY. And on a map like this, that's really all you need. Never
might have not even have been that much.
Exactly. Never give Half an outlet for him to abuse you, because he will take that chance and he will run a mile with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, KRZY also lost a lot of accuracy. There's just no way to come back from this. And yeah, as I said, the first breakpoint here on the strongest skill set of KRZY, but it doesn't matter if it's also the strongest skill set of Half. Half being one of the best Polish players out there right now. One of the most fastest and best improving tournament players out there. 2 years ago, Half would have never been here. And now you see him just dominating tournament after tournament, just doing such a good job, eventually seeding as seed number 1 in this tournament, and just never letting go, always winning his games.
That is right, LeFerraille, but with that, now the momentum has shifted in favor of Half. Now Half holding that first break point against KRZY. KRZY needs to find somewhere along this matchup for him to win back that point. But it's definitely going to be easier said than done. I mean, look at this pool. Half still has, that no mod 2 to abuse, but for what it's worth, KRZY banning out that DT2 and no mod 5, going to cut Half out on some of that mechanics abuse. But Half still has the hard rock pool, Half still has the hidden pool at his disposal. I think there's a lot where he can go here, and Half is going to keep the ball in the hidden field, and he's going to go for UK Rampage Jack the Ripper. I think LeFerraille, you can tell us a bit more about this map.
I think you can just immediately hear it from the sound of it. It's 210 BPM. It's a devious panda map, and it's gonna be very difficult to play. Yeah, it's a pure confidence pick from Half. Has been performing so well on these kind of maps, and it's very, very clear why he would go for this map, despite KRZY liking to play that hidden. Yeah, I think Half still has a bunch of picks here to pick for. He could still be going for the DT1, which he's pretty much in terms of stats always won over KRZY. But there's also some other maps that he is absolutely advantaged in here. So we'll see how this one will go.
Yeah, that's right. But with that, let's get into Jack the Ripper. This is your box standard devious panda map of all time. A lot of rhythmic density, and especially when you're looking at it alongside the hidden, it also introduces a very interesting element of, rhythm perception that's not often tested in a lot of tournament pools, but we are going to see it here. Of course, Have walking out of that no mod 1 barely lost. I mean, you could honestly count that towards a point and half if you don't count the spinners at the end. And of course, that hidden 2 victory that we just came out of, Have definitely looking very confident going into this hidden 4. But yeah, let's jump straight into the map.
And look at these accuracies early on already. 97, almost 98 here for Have, and KRZY just struggling. It's 88%, just not getting the start he wants to have. And the score is already massive, but here is a fall here from Have. KRZY has a chance now to build up, to increase his accuracy once again. It might have just been early on. Have breaking once again. KRZY is building here, has a chance. These quick sliders hits them all. Both of the players, in fact, do hit them, but it's only gonna be better here for KRZY.
Yep, that's right. The pressure is back on. The sliders coming in. KRZY finds that miss. Have now with the combo back in his hands. I think really it's the accuracy that's playing in favor of Have so hard right now. 5% ag lead in favor of Have, despite KRZY holding such a solid combo throughout, that latter the section of the map that we saw before. At the end of the day, the combo from Have is just gonna keep it in this ballpark until KRZY inevitably finds that miss and allows for Have to once again steal back that combo lead, as we are seeing right now.
Yeah, but going to the slow part with all of this combo is just so good here for Have. And he's gonna be eating these circles deliciously, increasing his scores, no problem. And now we are starting with the next KI, and Have immediately break, but KRZY holding through, still has a chance for KRZY falls eventually as well. Both players have no combo, but the score advantage here, but 70,000 for Have, and the accuracy advantage for 7%. Does make it 4%. That's a big accuracy drop, but I don't think it matters too much. Still a bit of the map left. 2/3, I believe. 1/3 of the map is still left, so still a chance here for KRZY, but KRZY really needs to turn it up, and that does not help that miss here. Have now is here on the combo advantage once again, building and building.
That's right. As we draw into the last third of the map, Have is looking strong as ever, moving into this last quarter. And I mean, there's nothing really that KRZY can do in this situation. By 200 combo in favor of Have right now. The hardest sliders in the map are coming in. Finally catches Have. KRZY now with the combo lead in his hands, but not the accuracy to bring this back. That scoreline is going to shift, but it's going to shift very slowly by nature of that combo, of that accuracy. And with KRZY finally falling at the end of that KI, it is the curtains for this hidden 4.
Yeah, absolute confidence pick here from Have, and Have knew exactly what he was doing. 120,000 score advantage already. Look at his accuracy difference, how comfortable he feels on this type of map, how good he's playing it. Look at, you see so many BPM changes, he doesn't drop a single 100!
Oh my goodness. The comfort that Have has on a map like this is just so insurmountable.
He just says that's the ending!
Like, what do you even do? What do you even do? Like, you can hold as much combo as you want, but on high SR, where nobody's getting solid combos, having that accuracy always as a sort of safety net for him, in spite of all of his misses, is just gonna ensure that he gets every single point on the board every single time, no matter what. KRZY now is gonna respond with that Hard Rock 3 pick. I believe this is going to be hide and seek by Nomelon. No Mon. Oh my goodness. I believe this is your alt Hard Rock 3 in the pool.
Yes, and the Hard Rock pick is something I would rather expect it from KRZY. KRZY has been playing very well on Hard Rock, and it's not the strongest, it's not a bad skill set for Have. I think Have can play literally anything, but it's certainly not as strong as the hidden here for Have, so it makes sense as a pick for KRZY. We've seen the double Hard Rock ban here from Have as well, so that speaks volumes by itself, and we'll see how this one will go.
That is right. The good luck, have fun are coming in chat. The MP5 is going to come out. And ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into hide and seek. I mean, Hard Rock All, always one of those skill sets that are very, very volatile. The aim agility required on a map like this, in conjunction with the added difficulty of the precision, definitely going to prove to be a challenge towards these players. But as you mentioned before, LeFerraille, oh my goodness, KRZY definitely going to this map in a very, very good confidence. We haven't seen Hard Rock being picked at all, so this is our first introduction of the mod slot. Instantly, we see both players finding some early misses, but the early days, not gonna matter too much.
Yeah, getting used to this map is of course quite difficult. After playing all of these hidden maps, just jumping immediately into a hard rock like this with the circle size is just super duper difficult. I think the further we go into the map, the more consistent they will become. The BPM is also very out of the ordinary. 143 BPM at this starting is, you can expect some funny shenanigans, some very difficult patterns. And that's the first one. Both the players are breaking in these incredibly fast-paced patterns, and it's slight advantage just the accuracy here from Have, but Have does break, and KRZY now has a slight combo advantage he can build off.
Yeah, that's right, but the scoreline is still very volatile. It is still very thin on the line, and KRZY needs a lot more where that came from. He wants to solidify the lead. Nowhere near off the clear, and with that miss on the disc-spike, Have once again now has that scoreline, has the baton in his hands, and he is looking to run as we move into the next slow section of the map. Second third of the map. Here we go.
Yeah, but even this slow section, you saw these jumps, these almost cross-screen jumps. They look so easy, but they're so easy to break on. But Have and KRZY, both these players, just perfectly hitting them. But the score advantage, the combo advantage, especially here from Have, looking so dangerous. Look at this, 40,000 points already. Half the map is over. The map is not that long. 3 minutes 12 long. It's not long, it's not short either. But with a 380 combo, it's looking harder and harder here for KRZY to catch up, but here is finally the break, and KRZY did not break. KRZY keeps holding, has the chance now to bring this back with no combo on Have side.
Cross your fingers, cross your toes, that scoreline is decreasing rapidly, but KRZY is gonna fall, unfortunately, and once again we see a return of that accuracy safety net playing so well in favor of Have right now. About a 4% lead now with that chain miss from KRZY. And last quarter of the map, it doesn't matter how many times Have finds that miss. The amount of combo required from KRZY to, overcome Have's not just score lead, but combo and accuracy lead is just so much bigger and completely disproportionate to anything Have has to do. Have finding that miss once more, but it does not matter whatsoever. And with that miss from KRZY as well, final KI, the scoreline is going to stagnate, only playing in favor of Have as we walk towards the ending.
Yeah, absolutely. Have just doing such a good job here in this hard rock map. This hard rock map, there's these really difficult, really quick jump parts, but the rest is also very consistently difficult. There's no parts I would really say that are completely free on this map. Everywhere you can so easily break, but Have just making sure that he does hit a few ones of these big difficult parts and just builds up this combo. Eventually end up with 134,000 score advantage, just completely throwing KRZY here out of this one, leading 4-1 with a breakpoint. It's his own pick now.
Yeah, that is right, Florian. And, Have just back-to-back breakpoints against KRZY. The momentum really is in his hands right now. What will they go for? If I had to guess, honestly, a hidden 3 makes a lot of sense, You've won basically every single hidden pick, save for hidden 1, and hidden 3 is really up your alley, in sort of that control genre that you've sort of been dancing around throughout this match at this juncture. Hidden 3 just seems like a no-brainer here.
Absolutely. Something to mention also here is Have is also so good in acting maps. If you just look at the last round, Have out-act every single person in the entire round by 1% accuracy. Look, 2 rounds back, once again, another round where he just had so good accuracy. Wasn't the highest there, but almost only getting beaten by Stella, so the second highest accuracy. So just doing such a good job over and over again and acting these maps, never letting go, never getting these big chain misses, never giving, this leeway to the other player, the chances, just taking it all the way. The only slip up here was the spinner, and honestly, I can give him that spinner as long as everything else just is looking as good as it is right now.
Yeah, that's right. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Psychedelic Nova Trinity, your OWC 2024 custom HD3 believe this is not the same set. I believe this is a lower set of it, but still a certified banger nonetheless. OC Original, you always love to see it. And this map is all about your alt tech at 165 BPM.
Yes, absolutely, and you can immediately see that KRZY, very strong tech player, has extremely well performed on tech maps previously, but have once again just starting out with so much better accuracy on this hidden. Just once again, so confident, so good looking, and here just leading again in this combo. Not only that, leading in accuracy, leading in combo. What is KRZY going to do against that?
Yeah, that's right. A lot of egg drops coming in from KRZY. The nodes are just too fast for him to keep up, it seems. Meanwhile, Have absolutely dominant on this map right now. Finally finds that miss, but that accuracy lead once again, it's almost like an expectation at this point. It's almost like a guarantee that Have is always gonna be playing with the favor in terms of that accuracy. We get into the more slider intensive section of the map, but meanwhile, while KRZY really struggling to put any sort of combo on board, Have is just kind of cruising on this section.
Absolutely, this map never lets go, it always keeps going, it's so dense, it's almost reading. Just pure aim control, pure speed aim control. I feel like this might just be a 370 BPM aim map, it feels like. And yeah, just on top of that, with that hidden, just unbelievable, one of the hardest maps in the pool, I would say. And Have just mastering it, no problem. 260 combo, KRZY right behind with 170 combo, but needs so much more. Look at the score difference. Have is tripling the score. We're 2/3 of the map in, and it pretty much seems like KRZY has no chance.
Yeah, definitely. Have just so incredibly dominant on maps like this, and he is really just in his element right now. At this juncture, it's not a question about whether he can win, it's a question about how far can he take it. Final KI, how long can Have take this combo? Last quarter of the map, 600 combo and counting. KRZY by far, but Have is not looking to give up anytime soon. Really goes down as we move into the final KI. So, wait, no, there's a Bancho. Have is still going. Have is still going. Oh my! I almost.
The longer he plays the map, the better he gets. It's unbelievable. Man. The longer he plays it, the better he gets. The further we get into it, he just eventually ends up SSing maps at the end.
Oh my goodness!
How consistent can a player be? What is with Polish people going on?
He's still going. I mean, even with those misses that he found at the end of the KI, the accuracy is still like a metronome. Completely stable, completely consistent. What a way to win a pick. Phenomenal hidden 3 pick from Have.
Absolutely, showing pure dominance. Just look at this difference in score. The combos, the misses, and even like, look at the 100s and 50s. It's such a stark difference here between these two players. Have now leading 5-1, just breezing through this map, through this match, and just looking like an absolute bulldozer. And it seems like David versus Goliath this one is not going to work out for David. Just not being able to get into this. KRZY for some reason getting a point, it seems like. Maybe a misclick here from our streamer.
Oh man, it is really rough for LeFerraille, especially given how, losing out on your hidden pick, losing out on your hard rock pick as well. You have all of your outlets being shut down. You don't want to go into GT because Have is insane at, mechanics in general. So you really only have the nomads to play with. But even so, you just lost on the hidden tech. You just lost on alternation. So what? You have nomad 1, and then you're picking into Have's mechanics. Everywhere you look, there's just another outlet that Have is just shutting off for KRZY. Really, I would honestly just say a nomad 1. Yeah, and then we see a nomad 1 pick coming in from KRZY. At the end of the day, you just want to go for something accessible, go for something that you can play, and something a bit more quote-unquote RNG, although this map by no means is RNG by any extent of the word. But anyways, certified banger. Ladies and gentlemen, let's check out Wagamama Raika Survive.
Yeah, I feel like Nomad 1 and Hard 1s are pretty much the only picks KRZY has left here. And going into the Nomad 1, KRZY has outperformed Have in Nomad 1s before, but we are at the star rating that I'm very worried here for KRZY that he might just be getting outscaled here. 7.89 stars, 220 BPM aim. This is such a challenge, and with how consistent Have is just at these type of maps, at this type of star rating, I am so worried here that KRZY might just eventually fall here purely to the star rating.
Yeah, that's right. Already a early miss from KRZY, you know, sort of a tactical miss as we ease ourselves into the map. But I think LeFerraille, the main actor I think that Have is gonna really abuse on a map like this is gonna be the accuracy. We're already seeing coming out into the first break of the map, still an SS from Have, and it's just a dominant showing at this point. KRZY doesn't have bad. Okay, well, with that string of 100s, perhaps now it's, you know, slightly rough. But KRZY is by no means bad at accuracy. Have is just on that other level when it comes to that consistency and mechanics, like a metronome, as I mentioned before.
Have just looking so good. KRZY also building up his combo. Had this very unlucky miss early on. I feel like unnecessarily nervous. He's already so much behind. There is really no meaning behind on being too nervous anymore. But both of the players really building up here. Have finally dropping that SS, but as long as the combo is here, it's looking good. But the chain miss here from Have just changes a lot. KRZY now has the chance to capitalize on that. Big jumps here. It's getting a lot more difficult, but he has it in the bag. Score is flying slowly but surely towards the side of KRZY.
Oh, another miss to further solidify that lead in favor of KRZY. Just a single miss aim is going to cost him, but KRZY finds that miss later on into the KI as we move into the second, more jump-intensive section of the map. Have is going to trade it up, however, but once again, LeFerraille, the accuracy is just not giving way to KRZY whatsoever. A 4% accuracy just means that much when nobody can grab any sort of combo. Osu is a rhythm king.
Absolutely. Have is having this accuracy lead every single time, every single map, and it just means so much. If Have didn't have these accuracy leads, this might be a much more competitive game, but once again, just looking so confident, looking so good on reading this reading these maps, just doing such a good job. Even Banter doesn't believe it. Banter cannot keep up anymore.
And it comes from, you know, Have's incredible proficiency when it comes to the mechanic side of Osu, right? And it just gives him that much more leeway when everything is quote-unquote comfort BPM, comfort having for a player like Have. And on a normal one, it really allows for his aim to shine bright in the combo department because you don't need to worry about accuracy whatsoever. Both sides see the dish fight, but Have unfortunately finds the miss. That is going to be presenting an opportunity for KRZY. The window is open, but KRZY finds a miss at the filming section once again. Just as he thought, it was barely enough for KRZY. Unfortunately, the volatility of this map just once again comes to haunt KRZY.
Still doable.
As we move into the last edge of the map, it is still very thin on the wire, but it is still looking to be in favor of Has just that bit more. Final section of the map, final slider comes in. But at the end of the day, there is no spinner to save KRZY this time. Have is gonna take this match to match point.
Absolutely. Very good pick nonetheless here from KRZY. Had some unfortunate misses. I think the miss early on, the shit miss, just cost him pretty much this map. Still, the score was so close, especially towards the end where it just got the most difficult, the most like consistently difficult, spiky you could imagine, and it really went back and forth here. Eventually Have just taken this point, but it has been so close, so competitive this one, and KRZY, I think KRZY can be really proud of himself, just barely losing here, pretty much only losing by accuracy.
Yeah, that's right, and once again, I feel like we sound like a broken recorder at this point. The Have accuracy situation is crazy. And with that, Have is looking to now go in for the kill right now. With that No Mod 3 final shot in the chamber. Looking to close it on with a certified banger. Once again, this is still with bangers. Jesus Christ. Mapper will be a phenomenal, I believe, new gen sort of freeform mapping, freeform mapper. That a lot of the patterning in this alt map, this 1:42 p.m. alt map is very, very awkward for a lot of these players. But it's definitely going to be a very interesting map to see and a very fun map for these players to play. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if KRZY can continue to stay alive in this matchup, or we'll have just seal the deal right here, right now.
Absolutely, we've seen Have do so well on alt before. I expected, honestly, a DG1 pick before, but with how well he's been performing here on these alt kind of map, how he's kind of like dominated all of these, no problem. I kind of do see this pick. I do completely understand it. And we see here the first break here from KRZY. Have just holding strong with an SS early on, just building up this score early on. Big chain misses here from KRZY, already at almost 10% accuracy advantage, doing his thing once again and not dropping a single 100, trying to finish this in style.
Okay, man, I mean, no. it's comical at this point. Have just find a miss, and that is his only ag drop in the map. You know how crazy that sounds? That despite KRZY at this SR having a 200 combo lead against Have, is still nowhere near the toppling them, and this map doesn't let out KRZY, unfortunately, finding a miss in the off KI section of this map, second quarter of the map, and Have is still continuing this 99% ag spree on this map. Holy.
Yeah, just dominating this purely. All of your next opponents kind of have to be scared here on what they're going to do against a monster, a force like this. KRZY, of course, has had some incredible run, has had won some super close matches, always coming out on top for some reason, but eventually just falling to the #1 seed here. Just look at this KRZY beating KRZY, beating Civs, beating Squarem, who has had some incredible performances, and now finally, eventually falling against someone who's kind of putting a Malishevsky performance here.
Oh my goodness, what is this man doing? I mean, he's still at 99% ag in spite of that changes. This guy is on an absolute tear, and there's nothing KRZY can do but sit and watch and sit and marvel at the dominance that Have is showing us here today. Finally finds that miss, finally drops below that 99% ag with that disc spike. But I mean, ladies and gentlemen, what do you even do?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And the further the star rating goes up, I feel like the further the skill ceiling for Has goes up. As I said previously, Has been improving so well over the last 2 years. I think his name is going to be a name we're going to see a lot more in the future, especially also in open rank tournaments of how well he's been performing. Definitely one of the top 100 in the world already, and consistently growing in his consistency and skill.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, we race into the last KR of the map and Have once again looking to end it in style. Despite be damned, if there is a player to hold it, it's gonna be Have. Reaching towards that 99% ag benchmark, finally finds another miss. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it is more than curtains wrapped, lights off for...
I just want to see the 100s.
I just want to see
the 100.
There are no 100s.
I saw one.
What do you even do? Like, what? You can't even... If
7
you're
100s.
crazy, you can't even be mad at that. 7 100s on a 7.5 star number 3. That's basically 8 stars in difficulty.
This looked like a 4 or 5 digit playing against a 3 digit. I will correct myself. Have is not a top 100 player, tournament player. Have is a top 50 tournament player. He is so good, so well improving, always keeps going, and this really is his showing on how well he also performs on these high star ratings.
That's right, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, KRZY's miracle run in the winner's bracket has been put to a harsh, abrupt stop by the Goliath that is Have. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this winner's finals match, and the one who's going to be sitting at the tippy top of the bracket going into the grand finals, is going to be your seed 1, Goliath in Have. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. It has been a match, and I think, LeFerraille, going into the matchups that we have next week, the main question is, will anyone be able to topple the Titan, the king, that is Have, sitting at the very top of the throne right now. By that, LeFerraille, any last words from you before we close off the stream?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you going to do about this? Have just having this incredible performance, maybe even the best performance here of this entire week. We still have one more match going at 16:13 UTC, 60:30 UTC. So in a little bit less than 2 hours, we will be having our last match of the week in KRZY versus Astronauts or Astronauts.
Yes,
certainly not to miss that. We've seen from both these players incredible performances, and they will be duking it out to see who will be going to the next round into the grand finals loser bracket. Don't miss out on that.
And you definitely don't want to miss out on that. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, congrats to Have for walking away in the winners finals to secure that spot in the winners side grand finals. That, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. My name has been Gammy Crayola. His name has been LeFerraille. Huge shout out to Ben for streaming this match, as well as Ellen for being the lovely ref for this match. But until the next match, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Winner Circle, and we are signing out. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a wonderful day.